other side they would like to close off too.
So yeah, definitely gonna be super interesting. But here you go, ban and pick pace for the first game between Smart Omega against our Mika, banning directly to the Guinevere since the Guinevere is of black specs for Mika. They don't want to have that on the hand of our Mika, but also Nolan, still an OP hero that is not allowed to be picked inside of the Land of Dawn. So basically they just like to stick with what they knew and avoiding things right now, but later on, the second phase of the banning phase, definitely I think it's gonna be changing.
And after that, knowing that banning of the Nolan and the Faramis it's a good trade. I do agree with you on that. One of it is just prolonging very more, and after that, from Nolan, the damage and also the movement speed for it is just very immense. Actually, one of the teams, there's a moment where Nolan is actually let go and it's free. It was just doing too much. That gives off so many of the impact that they're going to have to pick. From Mika deciding to close off the joy for this game, for me it's a smart move. So far, 2 heroes that is closed down. It's just very movement centric hero.
Yeah.
And even from Smart Omega, they're just starting in with a 1-on-1, closing it off, because we do know that if Ash is getting that 1-1, it would be a problem.
And now banning one of the team coming from Mika. They're gonna be banning over the Matilda, or they're just gonna let it all out, because we know that Mireille is very good with the Matilda, or even going with that Ruby. Is it gonna be a respect ban, or they're just gonna? I'm not worried about that one. Well, for Amore, I mean, like, Amore can use plenty of heroes, especially positioning heroes, Farsha, Novaria. With this, along with the Lilia, is also very good options for them. But the Terizla is the one that they eliminate since the penalty zone couple of times. Not Ayanami was shining great, brighter with that Terizla, so it's a very good respect ban here to a Smart Omega with Terizla ban. One first pick here. What is the priority coming from Smart Omega? Are they going to be trying to pick over the Fredrin, or even going for the Martes? Because I do believe if they want to go for it, it's still going to be a good one. But Matilda, once again, is still left open. So it might be the case here for the side of Smart Omega.
First pick, going onto the Matilda is just quite risky, because you're basically giving away Bruno or something. But then again, Keishi is the one going back to that hero, that tanky hero. Baksha is being picked for the first time, for the first pick for Smart Omega. The next one is from Mika. Maybe onto a Valentina or even a Bruno would be a nice combination.
I think if it's a Valentina, it's a very good one. But as for the marksman, I was like, I'm battling myself right now. Like, if it's a Kari, it means that the positioning needs to be great. But if it's not the carry, I think Cloud will be better. But are they going to be using the Cloud at this moment? It's pretty risky, but back again, everything still can happen right here. Matilda is already being picked by the side of our Mika with a lot of mobile movement, dashing, circling eagle. But Bruno is the one that is going to be picked as well on their side.
Not to mention that both of these teams, okay, I really like Matilda is actually gone, so they can conceal into the Bruno. And even Smart Omega, securing that Angela and an Eartha will actually be a good matchup. So both teams have support heroes, but the question is, will the Angela be in the middle lane or even in the roamer?
I think it's better for the Angela to be the roamer right here, so they can try to pick another hero as the mid lane. Why? Because to be honest, with the Basha around, it's already enough to hold up a lot of tanks. So they can try to put maybe a very strong EXP here, because it's going against an Akai, right? So if it's going against an Akai, they might want to go for more. But if it's not, I mean, like, Minato is still available, and it's gonna be a very good hero to help this Erythel dancing around nearby the Minoan Fury.
And after that, they tried to secure the Akai. I actually really had a thought that they can secure the Valentina, but if both teams didn't really secure the Valentina first, they are going to ban it off. Just as I said it, they just did it.
I mean, like, if you're going against an Eritol, then definitely you will be looking for a very good high ground hero. Lilia, Navaria, even going for the Farsha, it's so much better to try to chase them down. But remember, there is a Basha that can dive anytime that you want to. So I wonder, are they gonna be picking over that, or they just gonna try to eliminate another marksman to try to punish the opponent side? Well, for me, if they don't want to face with the Navaria, they might want to ban it, but if it's not, they just need to try to ban for the EXP, which can be a Paquito or even a Halit. Xbox is also very nice for them if they want to.
Okay, it actually big out complete, and they closed off that Novaria, so wouldn't be any map hacks to see in this match. And so far, for the last ban from Smart Omega, trying to see out if they actually try to choose to ban off a mage, it would be a very risky thing because it will thin out that hero pool from both sides of the team. But then again, we gotta see if any potential heroes that need to be closed off.
I really want to know what kind of what is the decision that they will try to make. But Smart Omega, are they going to be trying to ban over the Lapu, because Lapu will be a very good hero to dive into the backline as well, chasing over the Eretel with the Angela. It's either Xborg or Lapu that might be eliminated, but if it's not, they will try to ban over the Minotaur. I thought they are the one who wants to get it, but they are not. They just try to ban it out, not letting Mika getting what they want. But I don't think it doesn't make sense because the Matilda is already there. It's not good for picking the Minotaur on the side of Mika.
Maybe they are trying to ban off the Minotaur to like close off possibilities of there will be double support. But at the same time, if there's double support, so that Matilda needs to go to the EXP lane, if I'm not mistaken.
You mean the mid lane one for the Matilda and then going for Roamer into the Minotaur? I'm not really sure about that one, but they close it anyway. So Halit peek here from the side of Mika. They want a dive-in hero to the side of Smart Omega. Just like what we've mentioned before, with the Raging Sandstorm and also the Desert Tornado, it will be helping a lot from the side of Araki Mika to try to dive in and try to concentrate on Eretal or even going for the Angela. The question is it gonna be that easy, since like the presence of this Kaja will be helping so much for Smart Omega picking off and having a sure kill towards the Archimika's player.
Okay, the Kaja, and with what combination that would be very nice. Oh,
same concept though.
Yeah, same concept that we got to see like in a few games before. The Benedetta was actually quite powerful, and a lot of movements that it wasn't cancelled out, so that's why it's actually coming on pretty quickly. And for Archimika's last pick, I think it would be a wise choice to put in the mage though.
It's supposed to be that thing. It's supposed to be that thing. We will just see what is actually gonna be tried to be picked here by Araki and Mika. Farsha will be a good one, but if they don't want to, but to be honest, they really need damage. To be honest, they really need damage. They cannot only rely on this Bruno. They might go for a Sicilian, not a Lunox, because definitely it will be easily dived in. I'm jinxing it. Okay. I jinx it. I jinx it.
Velikers.
I jinx it. It's a Linux.
Bursting down to the Baksha and also the Kaja would be a good thing, but it would be a problem though.
I jinx it. I jinx it somehow. I jinx it somehow. I'm confused right now on what kind of things that they will try to put on this one. It's a confusing statement here coming from the side of Araki Mika. Now
to the Land of Dawn for match number 4, game number 1, RRQ Mika versus Smart Omega.
I'm picking it, but I think it's a very risky situation. Why? Because if and only if the scaling doesn't going up for this Lunox, it's over for our Kimika. Because there is no more damage that can be given. Because you know what? The hardest part of the Lunox right now, it's like you need to play very aggressive with the Starlight plus Cosmic Vision, Dragon Light to able to get a lead in the early stage. It's not like before when the damage coming from Lunox is huge, but I do understand why they are trying to pick this Lunox. Because there's a Basha, they need someone who wants to melt down this Basha. Right? Because the Bruno will be having the other things to do. Like focusing to the other things. Because it's not only one hero that is available inside of Lelato, but again, it's a lot of things that they need to manage. Especially the Divine Judgment coming from this Kaja, it will be a huge problem if the Lunox getting picked off.
Not to mention that in the early game has started from the top lane a bit of a zone out, but Keishi trying to be a bit of aggressive in the early game, but then again needs to move back. Not to be too overextended to a lot of things, but then again the Kaja here setting up for the little Wanderer and also setting up for the first turtle here, starting for both teams' power retribution.
Not a Yanami with the movement right here. With I like the vinyl blow. It's easily going to the backline of the side of our Kimika. With Ash that needs a lot of protection, Gyogo needs to be more aggressive, giving more information. Mireille, the position is being known here by the side of Mika, but look at Tan pushing everyone back from the Smart Omega, resetting over the turtle, but look at that. There is the chaos movement coming from our Kimika and also Smart Omega. Now, Smart Omega is the one that is starting towards the turtle.
Too aggressive right in the early and too much skills
Lele
are abused in the early game. But then again, Lele with a Raging Sandstorm, just one last hit bit. Oh, needs to go bad. And there is a first blood for Amore, but Keishi is being the one targeted here right now. And Tan has secured the turtle, but then again, Keishi didn't get the chance to be suppressed again with the Divine Judgment and also the Petrify, not a Yayami getting that kill.
No, that is the thing. Like Lele was trying so hard to avoid all the war, but it's not gonna be that easy since like she's even using the Raging Sandstorm, but it's going against an Angela, and this Angela is just like freely hitting, doing the love wave, even doing the puppet string to give the punishment towards Mika. And now Shinoa along with Ash finishing off the same item has Cloud Hiss as the early item from both of the gold lane. The gold laner looking good so far for having their own time into the lane, trying to avoid the war since the rest of the player from Smart Omega and also Mika was busy disturbing each other, trying to poke each other and even stealing the jungles.
Trying to find a good way to maneuver over all of this is quite heavy, but so far both of the teams right in the early, they've just got a fight in that neutral objective in the turtle pit technically, but after that there's a bit of aggression here, pinning down onto the heavy spin here with also the circling eagle, targeting all out in Keishi.
Yeah.
Ooh, wowee, 4 people.
It's the thing that they need to do for this Lunox. They need to feed out this Lunox to be able to get the items that she needs. Starlight plus Cosmic Vision with the Genius One's presence. I think like it's easier for Livid to try to catch up with all of the differences right now. Well, for the side of our Kimika, if you're talking about the advantage at this moment is only like because they are having the Matilda to try to roam around and play aggressively with the Helene. But on the other hand, I'm really scared of the presence of not Ayanami. Again, I like the Vinyl Blow on Iron Eye. It's just like a very good weapon to go against Bruno.
Okay, they've started the turtle for Tan, but then again, there's not much of a lot of movement from Smart Omega because they're trying to focus in that top lane, like right now, getting in onto that circling eagle, onto the back line, getting in Shinoa, but sadly Ash is being the one taken down with a raging sandstorm, following up with that damage, and even Shinoa gets taken down too. A nice pickoff, but of course with Livy dealing that much of a damage, taking Keishi down.
Oh, that is a nice started pulse along with the Darkening and Chaos here from Livy to penetrate it towards Keishi. That is the purpose of having the Lunox on the hand of our Mika. Puppet String here using Brilliance of Order, try to dive in, try to giving a little bit of offense movement towards Smash Omega side.
Okay, let's see an item build. So far, our Earthal up there has that Haas Claw and building up to maybe a DHS or maybe a crit. And let's not forget on the other side of Uno has the Haas Claw too, but more crit items they're trying to build up. But then again, from the top lane, trying to find a bit of a way to force in and push down that turret. But so far, no luck yet.
Yes, it's 3-4 here with the 6 minutes inside of the Land of Dawn and 1000 lead here by the side of Araki Mika. Araki Mika still trying to get something in favor of them, but look at Lele, that is pretty low right here, being dived in by Keishi, still trying to avoid the movement, a little bit of heal here, trying to survive, but not for so long. Lele able to be picked off here by the side of Smart Omega.
Buying a lot of time so our friends from Mika can try to push in the middle, but then again, it is protected by Murray, and Shinoa, it wouldn't be that easy to get that turret. Not to mention that our third turtle will emerge here right now in 5 seconds.
Yeah. So right now for Keishi really needs a very good, I'm not gonna say setup because like the setup is doing great so far, but he needs to understand who is gonna be the main target from the side of Smart Omega. But look at the Lord here, still able to be secured by Araki Mika and still aiming for more even.
Okay, getting into all of that flame, a bit of a pressure fight, but getting Livy in that midst of the war. Raging Sandstorm sadly didn't really get anybody, but a flicker going in with a double Divine Judgment and a double kill onto the side of Smart Omega is a hugely gain after that objective. They didn't really get that objective, but they got 2 kills.
It's pretty sad that they are unable to secure the Keishi. Keishi was very low, but they are unable to do that. There is no penetration damage yet coming from the side of Mika.
Okay, Smart Omega is trying to find a way with not a Yami diving in quite deep, but needs to recall after that. Needs to go back for another secure life.
Yeah. And now with this second, Keishi already finishing up the Blade Armor here to try reflecting the damage from Ash, but the Darkening Chaos is actually a pretty painful movement from Livy, trying to punish the players from Smart Omega, especially the tankiest one.
Okay, but so far so good. Still trying to find a bit calm and collected. I think they're just going to wait up for the Lord and see how the progress is going to be made.
Yeah. Well, for the side of Smart Omega, right now, they really need to work on how they're going to be able to pick off this Ash, because Ash so far still doing a lot of farming here. While the bottom lane, we're saying that not a Nami, not the best target for the side of Mika, because not a Nami is just like very slippery player with an eye for an eye and also like the final blow.
Okay, leaving the first Lord in 10 seconds. Trying to find a good way to split push on this for Smart Omega 2. With the Lord Camp finishing up with Mika trying to set that up too. But right in the middle lane, let's see, a lot of skills has been exchanged. Okay, one of the heavy spins trying to pin down Keishi, but sadly didn't really get to do so. Hard guard following up from the back line, but taken down. And Lele and also Livy, another double kill onto that. Even Mika couldn't even stand a chance, leaving only Tan and Gyokoi herself to defend after all of that much of an immense fight. Smart Omega gets the upper hand during the fight, and let's see for the instant replay.
Yeah, if you can tell from the instant replay, despite that the heavy spin was doing a really good job to like separating some of the players from Smart Omega and also Mika, but again the dive in potential, the finishing off movement coming from the side of Smart Omega just looking so strong. and even dive in with a very huge amount of damage.
Okay, so far, again, trying to play it cool, try to play it safe. How smart Omega can push in to the to each lane actually is quite the same way how I see BTR is going to play. And one by one, it's just all taken down. Then again, it would be just a huge problem if they got the Lord and went on for 3 lane push.
Definitely. Definitely it's gonna be like super hard things if they are forcing the thing from the side of team RQ Mika. But now RQ Mika still trying to. That is the thing about the Lunax. It's a single target one, so definitely you want to burst on the opponent, but I think Kishi already making over the Radiant Armor to prevent the damage coming from Lunax, so I'm not really sure it's gonna be working really well so far.
Okay, again, one of the turrets just has been taken down. Remembering that the Lord is actually stopped by minions in the bottom lane, waiting for the right moment to merge in. They're just going to pile that minion up so they can try to push in from the bottom lane. Okay, Lord trying to march in. Then again, RQ Mika trying to defense it all out with a bit of a conceal, hoping up in the front line. Again, not Ayami trying to find a good way. Passive is actually open, but actually being too aggressive right in the front, taking down the turret, but no players are taken down too, leaving the Lord is being the only subject here and leaving it just like this, playing it disciplinedly, playing it safe, because if they know you're just going to fry it out right in the front, it would be a very hard move.
A very hard move, but losing a base turret in the bottom lane. So, right now for our Mika, they are pretty much struggling in terms of gold, like 5,000 gold deficit here from the side of our Mika. Ash finishing off the Malefic Roar. They're able to slowing down the growth from Bruno with that Malefic, Berserker's Fury, has Claw in the head of that Bruno. Well, for this Angela, it's even making over the Holy Crystal and going for the Ice Queen one. So it's a Necklace of Endurance fleeting time. Holy Crystal, more damage, less cooldown.
Okay. More damage, less time, and I'm gonna spam it.
Oh yeah, definitely. definitely. And now they're stealing all of the jungles from the side of our Mika, controlling the map, controlling the presence of the opponent. And the Lord gonna be appearing into the land of Dawn for the second time.
Okay, they've tried to find a great way. Mika has maneuvered over to that vicinity of the Lord. Okay, bring it down, pulling it in onto the side of Smart Omega. But so far, there isn't any much contest yet. Just standing over there, trying and waiting for that right moment. Will the Lord be resetted? And also buying a lot of time, because if one of those two teams actually just started out, players just going out, it would be a very hard move to see.
Yes. Now the Lord that is spawning inside of the land of the Kishi trying to poke it down. But the Shield Unity going further and the Divine Judgment going for the Gyokoi. But Gyokoi will be doing a circling idol, avoid it using the dashes. And now Lily and also from Tan not going further to the side of Smart Omega. At least they know that 3 big ultimate has been used.
Okay, from Smart Omega, starting that turtle again with that heavy spin, popped up right in the middle, but not Ayami is being the one targeted here. But sadly, there isn't that much of a damage follow-up from Mika, and they have to reset the Lord again because a lot of expensive resources are actually played out. Mika has tried to start in again, but the Lord is being dragged to Smart Omega's side. Again, another reset, another need to play very, very safe. Keishi being in the front line, charging in, just trying to be in a stage here. Getting a lot of damage here from Amori. Support for the hard card, but sadly our Earthal is just too much, leaving only 4 people, and one of the Retribution's power is just gone, leaving a great opening for Smart Omega charging into that Lord.
Yeah, and now I think it's pretty hard to be contested, but look at that. They're still aiming for that. They still want to get it, but Mireille is closing off the gap here. They don't want to let Arakimika getting close towards that Lord, and the Lord finally able to be secured by Smart Omega. Arakimika will be having quite hard time while this Lord might be going for the bottom lane, and it means that the rest of the player from Smart Omega, they can try to manage the mid lane along with the top lane, so they can try to take over the base turrets without any hesitation.
Okay, so far that Lord has emerged and is marching on in the bottom lane. But from Smart Omega, it's trying to push into that 3 lane push, managing all the minions, trying to find a great way to clear it all, and leaving it march right open to charge into RQ's Mika's high ground defense space. Not to mention that it's going to start it in here, not Anayami trying to find a great way to sneak up or in the behind, but then again the Lord has been emerged here with RQ Mika's things. Heavy crossbow have been popping up, but there is a conceal opening up, trying to zone out Keishi, but Tan is the one being taken down. Then again another build up, but the base is just wide open left, just like that, with a secure 1-0 to Smart Omega.
That's the thing about Lunox. I mean, over the first game itself.
Okay, from the highlights that we actually can see, Keishi tried so much to initiate and getting that a lot of kills, but in the early ones, they need to really focus on how they try to have that backup or that follow-up damage, or it would be a problem for both sides of the team. Actually happened the same time before. Just for example, the last time the Akai tried to barge in, the heavy spin was okay. They got that target. She got it pinned down, but sadly there isn't any follow-up damage here, and this is the moment where actually Smart Omega was trying to push it in, but there's too much immense of a power from RQ. Mika was able to take down Keishi, and they won't even overextend this fight anymore.
Yeah. With 308 here from Amore, 92% team fight participation, and 585 GPM. Amore was doing a very splendid job using the Angela, roam here, roam there, love wave, hard guards. He's spamming basically every single skill on the Land of Dawn, and even if there is an ultimate that is ready, she's just like, okay, don't worry, I'll go to you, Brody, or even I'll go to you, the other player here. Even for the Lele, they're just like aiming it over and over. And Keishi, despite that, they tried to put it back on the other side, but there is no other follow-up damage, so it's quite hard to try to chase down the players from Smart Omega.
Yeah, I do really agree. Like a few of the moments here that they've tried to put in that war, they put in that teamwork and everything, but sadly they weren't able to fully burst down because of that gold gap and that gold difference. Even if up until to the end, it was a 8,000-ish gold lead. It's just too much, and well, for the items, I'm afraid so it wouldn't even be covered that all long. But that is a few just of a moments for them for the key victories here. With the match MVP going on to Smart Omega's Amore, using the Angela with a 308 KDA, a 92% kill participation, and also a 585 GPM with the item builds of the Necklace of Endurance, or the
fleeting time,
the Holy Crystal, and also the Ice Queen Wand, going up with that magic book too. So far, it's just full on pure magic damage to help up that speed up the heal process, and even also getting into the hard guard. And with the scoreboard, it's 12-5, and the winner is Smart Omega.
Oh, and now Smart Omega able to secure a lot of things in the first game, is looking super strong and super good for the side of team Arkimika. Arkimika now able to secure, able to be secured 2 points. Well, for the side of Omega, they are one step ahead to fight GPX Bus Rank, who is already staying in the lower bracket, which is gonna be super interesting for the second game. What kind of things that they will try to bring?